puff it a bit harder because the smoke will just disappear. But on a nice calm day like today, enough of that smoke will be going in there that you won't need to blast it. So just that's enough now. And then what I usually do, because when you have smoked that hive, the bees think their hive is on fire. So what they will do now is start stuffing themselves with honey so that they can leave the hive. So we need to leave it for 2 minutes to give them time to get the honey in and calm down. So what I usually do is pop the smoke in there, and in the 2 minutes that you're waiting, you can be doing things like taking the roof off. And also, if you've got your hive records, you want to look at your hive records from last week, so you see what you saw and if there's anything you have to do this week. Say there were maybe queen cups with eggs in, or if it needed fed, or you maybe treated it for varroa, or whatever you did. You look at your hive records and you remind yourself, oh yes, that's right, we need to do this, or I need to keep an eye out for that. So that usually just gives you the 2 minutes that you need to do that. So then to lift the roof off, you have to do everything very gently. Don't jar anything and don't bang anything, because that really annoys them. So just get the roof off without crashing it to the side. You lift it off, put your little two diagonal corners, and keep your wee fingers on the corners of the hive. So then it means you can lift off the hive and you can feel your way the whole way up. You can feel all the corners and you can see when it's clear of the hive. Then you can just lift it off carefully without jarring the bridge box. And then you set it down just nice and gently without trying to make too much noise. And then this hive, last week when we looked at this, needed fed. So I'll just see, and I have taken all of that away, so that's good. This is a rapid feeder, and usually that would have been filled with syrup, and then they climb up this wee central bit and then down the other side, which means they can get at the syrup without drowning. So we'll take that off because they'll probably need another top up at some stage. So those bees will need to come out of there. So in order to get them out, you can just set it, you can just lift that off, and then those bees, you just give them a wee shake and they'll go out. They'll just come out in their own time, no doubt. So I'll just tell you what, somebody could keep that smoker going. Somebody just keep puffing at that so that it doesn't go out. Now, so then you get your hive tool. Actually give it a dig again because I'll need it now. So then you just go round the corners of the crown board and very gently again put the hive tool in and give it a wee puff around all the four corners. You'll find that if this hive hasn't been in here very long, so they haven't really had time to do much building of wax, you'll find sometimes that you'll have a hard job getting the crown board off, and you'll need to do all four corners to get it off there. So there you are, you hold that, and then you just very gently lift off the crown board and always look underneath. First thing to do, because the queen might be on here. Very rare, but it has happened that the queen could be on there, and if you happen to just take that off and put it here, she'll be away, you'll lose her. So she's definitely not on there. So if you want to, you can just give that a wee tap and those bees will come off. So that's okay. Now, give us a smoker again. These bees are a wee bit loud, so I'll just give them another wee tap. Also, the weather today isn't exactly perfect for them. But now, so then the first thing to do then is to lift out the furthest away frame, and you use your hive tool as a lever like that at both sides, and then we'll lift that frame out. Yes, that'd be great. And there's nothing on that at all. That was why we thought this could do with the feed. And in fact, this is my hive. I would throw that in the bin. It's as black as your boot. It's absolutely filthy. If there were eggs in there, you wouldn't be able to see them. It's that black. And it's, the older the comb, it starts to harbour disease. So if that was mine, I would definitely have that in the bin. So, and if you want, you can recycle the wax, or you can just chuck it in the bin. It depends how bad it is, because if it's really black, when you go to recycle it, by the time you filter out all the dirt, there's hardly anything left anyway, so I wouldn't really bother. I would just chuck it. So now remember how to look at the other side of the hive, a frame. You never never do this with it. Always drop it, keep it vertical at all times. So you drop your right hand or your left, doesn't matter, whichever way you feel. And then you swivel it right round like a door, keeping it always vertical. And then when you've done that, back up to look at the other side. So you never ever do this. Always keep it like this, because if this is full of brood and honey and you lie it flat, the whole thing can just fall out. So you keep it like that. So to get it back again, it doesn't matter which way you feel comfortable doing it. Drop one hand down, twirl it right round like a door, and then back up. So I'll put that one back in here.
There's quite a lot of dead bees.
There's a lot of dead bees there.
But there's quite a lot of.
The whole floorboard really would need to be lifted off.
Why do you think they're dead? Is it just wear?
Just old age, yeah, just wear and tear. But you should, in the spring, lift off. It's a two-person job. One person lifts off the brood box, and the other person would brush all those dead bees. But keep them. Don't just brush them onto the ground. Brush them into anything at all. An ice cream carton or something with a lid on it, so that you can dispose of them properly. Don't just brush them off onto the floor, because then if there is a disease on them, you'll spread it. So again, this is as light as a feather. There's no stores in that at all, and there's so they really could do with another feed. So because also people sometimes think, oh well, it's a nice day today, they'll be getting something. There's no guarantee, and even in the middle of July, just because the sun's shining, there's absolutely no guarantee that they're bringing anything in. So never just assume that they've got enough to eat. This is a new sheet of foundation, and as you can see, they're drawing out new comb, and that takes a lot of stores. So for them to have to draw out new comb, you need to feed them a lot in order that they can do that. So
Energy, like for the energy, you mean? For energy?
Yes, for them to produce wax. I would give them, if you were going to get, if this was my hive, I would throw out those three for a start. Give them all nice new foundation, and sorry, give us a smoke a wee minute. Then give them about 5 litres of syrup, so that they can draw out all that foundation. They won't store it, because by the time they draw all that out, there won't be anything left. So it's better for them to be looking at it than looking for it, as we say.
Do you think is that why they're a wee bit more agitated as well?
Yes, they are.
Food?
Well, probably that and the weather, and they're just maybe a strain of bees that aren't particularly. So, thank you very much. So then again, just when you're separating the frames, always make sure you don't squash any bees. And then lifting out the next one. And when you're lifting it out, also be very careful that you don't squash anybody at the sides of the frame as well. So I can see on this, once I get to the good bits, I'll let you have a look. I can just see stores. Actually, that's quite an interesting one there. The queen's not on it, but if you want to pass that round, who wants to? You have that. And
Nessa, if this was your hive, would you have the whole 11 in there?
Yes, there should be, yes.
Should be, or would you take some?
I would have another frame in there and a dummy board.
So that's all honey that you
You
can
can
see
see
in there,
honey,
the beginning of summer?
honey and pollen. Can you see the pollen?
But yes, I see it in some of them.
Yeah. So you would see, that's, because there's pollen on that, we can be fairly sure the next frame will be brood, because they always store the pollen as close to the brood as possible.
Pollen is the yellow with me.
Yes, there's pollen here, it's yellow and orange. And what you do, also the honey, when it's sealed, is level, it's flush with the top of the cells, but the pollen is always sealed halfway in, because they don't need as much of it. And you just keep it over the brood nest as well all the time when you're passing it round, because if the queen happened to be on it, she might fall on it.
Why are these all colour coded? Is there a reason for that?
And the other thing is, if you don't have a mixture like this, see the way these have plastic ends and these have Hoffman spacers?
Yeah.
Only have Hoffman spacers, or if you want plastic ends, only have plastic ends. But the Hoffman spacers are much better than plastic ends because they fall off. They stick because you've got two flat edges here. They can stick together and then they're hard to get apart. So it's better to stick with the Hoffman. Go with these ones here, the wooden Hoffman spacers, rather than these plastic ends. So we'll look at the next frame because give us the smoker a wee minute, please.
I'm puffing away behind.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Behind backs
keep
here.
Because I don't want it to go out. The smoker will always guarantee keep it over the hive. Hold it over the hive. Because the queen might drop off. Not that I should on there, but it might if it had been. And the last thing we want is the smoker going out in the middle of when you're trying to do a manipulation with a vicious hive. Do you see the column?
Yeah, on the other
And the
side more
stores?
there.
Yeah. So right, we'll put that one back in and then just you drop it.
No, do you need,
Drop it down like this. Swivel it round like that. Always keep it vertical and back up. Do you want to have a look at the? Do you want to film the pollen? So you can see it the next time. Okay, we'll keep moving here because it's not a very warm day. Now this one here, as I can see, has so again, never squash bees. Always be careful that you're not squashing the bees.
You can leave it there.
You can leave it.
Because if they have nosema and you squash bees, it spreads the nosema. Give us a smoker a wee minute. So just to close the frames together, and give them wee puffs there to make sure nobody gets squashed. Always be looking for possible places all along here where bees could get squashed. For example, that wee bit of the sticky out comb. There's good pollen on that one, yes.
There seem to be quite a lot of things.
And that's gorse. You see the way the whole bee's covered in it?
Yes.
That's gorse pollen. Because the shape of the flower, the bee has to go in it and it gets completely covered all over its whole body. And it's a pale yellow. So then I'll just give them a wee puff here and close that up. So nobody gets squashed.
Can you see any brown lights on there?
No, not yet, I haven't really looked, but we'll look at the next one. Now, so this is going to be a frame of brood because that was pollen. So again, holding it over the hive. I can see a bee here that has just been born.
There's drone.
That one there, you see here, the wee fluffy one. A wee pale grey fluffy one. Can you see that?
To see the drones.
And so when they hatch out,
The drone ones are the raised
they're
ones, aren't they?
pale grey and fluffy. And I'll just see if you can see
There's any eggs there?
on that one then. There's drone brood. I'm just having a wee look here to see. Yes, right, this is a good one because it's got a bit of everything. Who's next to have a hold? Hold it over the hive. I'll tell you what, come round this side. There, that's it, because we don't like you in front of the side. So, right, you can see eggs, everything on that hive, on that frame. So, if you want, I'll show you and then you'll
Yes,
know.
I know the water breed. I know the breed.
Oh, what's this here? Oh, the cat. Yes, you see the difference, he's enormous. Big eyes, big round back end, and big long wings.
Which one, Vanessa?
That one there, you see the
Oh gosh, yes. I would nearly have said that was the thing.
Because he's big round eyes, and a round back end, and big long wings, and he's just bigger and all round. So there's more drones. Yes, there's another one. Last week there were hardly any drones.
Will we notice that over the other
Yes.
one with banana?
Yes. And then, can you see eggs? Right. I'll remind myself because there were more.